Grumpy Tales Africa presents The Fisherman and the Mermaid Wife. Once upon a time, in the coastal town of Igun-Ebi, near the shores of present-day Bielsa, lived a quiet fisherman named Timi. Timi was humble, poor, yes, but honest. He rose with the sun, cast his net with a prayer, and spoke more to the ocean than to people. The village mocked him, especially since he was still unmarried at 35. They said, "A man who talks to water will die alone." But one evening, just as the sky turned golden and the tide whispered secrets, something shimmered in his net. Not a fish, but a woman. Skin like wet bronze, hair like woven seaweed, eyes like moonlight on waves. Timi gasped. The woman smiled and said softly, "Do not be afraid. I'm Mami Wata, and she had chosen him. I am not here to harm you, unless you lie." She was a mermaid. The very next morning, Timi returned to the village with a wife. He wore fine wrappers, and goats lined up at his door without being bought. The villagers gossiped, then they begged him for his secret. No one knew her name, but she was beautiful, too beautiful. The women whispered, the men stared. Even the village priest grew suspicious. "Her feet never dirty. She doesn't bleed," said another. No one saw her arrive. She introduced herself only as Enkem. She never ate meat, never stayed long in the sun, and always bathed alone in the river before dawn. Yet somehow, Timi's luck turned overnight. His nets overflowed. His broken canoe became gold-trimmed. She dipped her head underwater, and a voice, ancient and echoing, whispered from the depths. But Timi only smiled and said, "The sea provides for those who respect it." She saw him, her eyes filled with hurt, not anger, not rage, but betrayal. One night, as they lay beneath the stars, Enkem said in a voice like a wave curling back to sea, "I only wanted to understand you. I still love you. You must never follow me when I go to bathe. Promise me that, Timi." He promised. He never peeked. Waves swallowed boats. Nets tore themselves apart. The fish disappeared. Even the moon refused to shine. He never questioned, and for a year, he kept it. But the village could not let it go. "Do you know if she's even human?" one elder asked. "She doesn't age." They filled Timi's head with whispers and poison, and could speak to fish. The villagers say they saw him walk into the ocean with a smile and never return. And curiosity is louder than love. One morning, before dawn, Timi crept through the trees and followed Enkem to the sacred lagoon. There by the glowing waters he saw it. She stood waist deep, her human form dissolving. Scales shimmered on her back. Her legs became a long silver tail. "He has broken the promise." Enkem turned. "You followed me," she said, her voice cracking. "So, you lied." Timi dropped to his knees. "But you loved your fear more," she replied. That night, a storm unlike any before slammed Igun-Ebi. And Enkem, she was gone. All that remained was a silver comb by the riverbank, and a pool of salt water that never dried no matter how harsh the sun. Timi changed. He stopped fishing. He wandered the shore, calling her name. Every morning, he left an offering, fresh fruit, cloth, sometimes even his blood. But the sea stayed silent, until one night, he heard her song. He followed the melody into the tide, deeper, deeper, until the waves wrapped around his waist. But strange things began to happen. A young girl found the silver comb. A widow heard Nem's lullaby in her dreams, and woke to find gold beside her bed. And in every storm since, if you listen closely, you'll hear a whisper from the waves, "Never break a promise to the sea." Moral of the story: love without trust is like a net with a hole, it catches nothing. And promises made to spirits are written in salt, not sand. Subscribe to Grumpy Tales Africa for more twisted, powerful, and unforgettable Nigerian folktales.